Hello everybody, welcome back to Rascal's Crafts. Today I'm going to be doing some more cooking. I'm going to make chicken enchiladas. This recipe was given to us by an ex-girlfriend who is still a very good friend. Her name is Katie, and she introduced me to my wife 45 years ago. I still haven't gotten even with her yet, but again, this recipe is for her. So this is a chicken enchiladas. It's got a white sauce. It's not very spicy, but of course, if you wanted to, you could make it spicy by adding jalapenos or peppers or whatever you would like. So what are we going to need to make this? Well, as far as the equipment goes, you're going to need a cheese grater, unless you want to buy packaged cheese. I do normally use packaged cheese. The only problem is I don't have enough. So somebody sent me for Christmas Swiss Colony, and I have got blocks of cheese from that gift. So I'll be grating that. You're going to need, of course, chicken. I normally use bone-in and skinned because it adds extra flavor to the broth. But what I have, everything I've got here, everything I'm using, I have in-house. I haven't gone to the store to buy anything. So I've got boneless, skinless chicken breasts. I'll be using those. The cheese I showed you. Of course, you're going to need tortillas. We use the flour tortillas, soft taco size. They're not huge. Because these are skinless and boneless, I'm going to be using some chicken broth. Now I'm going to be using some paste in the mix because it adds a lot of flavor to it and I don't have to mix it. That's some sliced olives that we'll actually be dicing, and a can of diced green chilies. We're also going to be needing spices. Spices you're going to need are chili powder, garlic powder, onion powder. I'm going to be adding granulated onion, granulated garlic. I do not have any fresh onion, so that's why I'm using the granulated onion. It's actually minced onion. That's what you buy it at the store. What happens as you're cooking it, it reconstitutes and it turns into, well, almost regular onion. The granulated garlic I use because it doesn't dissolve all the way, so you get the taste of garlic. You'll also need a little bit of minced garlic. Okay? So, the rest of the equipment you're going to need, like I say, a cheese grater, 9 by 11 pan, I believe this one is, 2 quart, a stock pot, a sharp knife, and you want to keep it sharp, so keep your steel handy, a food grater or a food scraper to make it easier to transfer all the stuff that you're going to do. Other than that, if I think of something else, I'll let you know. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start boiling the chicken. And, oh, also, very important, you're going to need a cutting board. Okay, The issue is, probably can't see it, but cutting boards a lot of times will slide on your bench as you're using them. So get a washcloth or a dish towel, something like that. Get it wet, not soaking wet, but damp. Put it underneath your cutting board and it now won't move around on you. Okay, so let me go ahead and get going on the broth. Okay, hold on. I'll go ahead and start the chicken broth. For this part, I'm not going to take you over to the stove because I don't think you really care to hear or watch water boiling. So, I'm going to go to the sink and rinse it off. Okay, whenever you're using raw chicken, any kind of meat actually, but raw chicken especially, you want to keep your workstation clean and your hands clean. It's not good to mix chicken juices with other things, so you want to make sure you keep everything clean. Okay, I'm going to add the chicken broth. You want to add liquid to cover. So what I'm going to do, since I don't have the boneless and skin, or the bone and skin, I use the chicken broth. If you have bone and skin on chicken, you can skip this part because the skin and the bone are going to be flavoring your broth, your water, because you're going to keep this water. This is what you're going to make your sauce out of. So, there. Okay, now I'm going to get I've got the granulated onion. This is garlic. Somebody put the wrong lid on. Yep. Okay. So, this is the granulated garlic. Thought I could smell that. Didn't you smell that? And the minced or granulated onion. A couple of bay leaves. Some chili powder. Now, this isn't all the chili powder we're going to do. This is just to season the broth and season the chicken as it's cooking. Salt, kosher, I use. You can use sea salt. I recommend not using table salt for when you're actual cooking because it's too fine and you have a tendency to over season. And some coarse ground pepper. Okay, and I'm going to take it over to the stove and start boiling it. Okay, so now let's go ahead and do some prep, huh? Okay, so I've got a little bit of cheese here. Coby-Jack and Monterey Jack. That's not going to be nearly enough, so I'm going to go ahead and grate up some of the Swiss Colony, which is a vintage cheddar aged over 2 years, and this is big red cheddar, whatever that means. Now I'm going to go ahead and just grate this one piece up to start with. See how much cheese that gives me. Do. Okay, well, you've seen enough of that. I'll bring you back when I get the rest of it done. Okay, so as you can see, I've grated all the cheddar from that vintage cheddar. I added both bags of the Monterey Jack and the Coby-Jack, and I mixed it all together. Now, some people say you should use pepper jack cheese in this, a little extra in it. You know what the difference between this and pepper jack cheese is? Red pepper flakes. So, I'm not going to use a lot. Just want to cut it up a little bit so you don't have big chunks of red pepper in there. And mix it in. Now, you're not going to have a lot. Okay, there's more in pepper jack cheese than what I put in here, but it's still going to add a little bit of flavor to the cheese. Okay, one of the things I didn't mention as far as ingredients goes. Okay, when you're making your sauce, one of the things that makes the sauce creamy is sour cream. But that also mellows out the flavor. So, you have to be careful with the mixture. You want to make sure after you've made the sauce, you retaste the sauce to make sure that it's as spicy as you want. We're now going to prep our olives. Okay, we're going to run a knife through these real fast. Break them up. Clean my knife. Okay. Now, you can do this with whole olives. Not an issue. Just takes more time to chop them up. And they have a tendency to run off the board, where sliced olives, not that much more expensive, and you can use them in more applications with less prep. The only thing thing I like whole olives for is snacking on. They don't do much good for anything else, so you always cut them up anyway. My store doesn't cover or doesn't sell chopped olives, or if they do, they're always out. So I always get the sliced olives. Okay, earlier video I said that what I'm doing now is called mise en place. That's what I'm doing right now. And it's basically get everything ready, everything in its place. That way when you're putting everything together, you're not scrambling trying to, oh, I've got to do this, so run over to grab that real quick. Open it, prep it, and then your timing is off. As you know, if you're following some kind of recipe, the recipe will say, okay, takes 25 minutes of prep and 25 minutes of cooking time, 50 minutes total. Well, if you don't do that prep, then it's going to throw off your timing. And you can overcook or undercook. There's a bunch of stuff that can go wrong if you don't have everything ready. So, remember your mise en place. Okay. I'm not gonna drain the green chilies because they add flavor. Okay, so the chicken is cooking. When it's done, I will bring you back and we'll continue on. Okay, so we are ready to drain the chicken. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that. Okay, you'll notice that inside the colander I do have cheesecloth. That's to grab anything that we really don't want in the sauce. We want the sauce to be liquids, not solids. Okay. Grab the chunks of chicken out, put them in there. You notice I cut a couple of these pieces in half to make sure they were cooked all the way through. Now, I'm going to take it out anyway. And you want to save this juice, the broth, for making the sauce. Okay, so some nice drained, strained chicken stock. Going to go put this over the pan so it'll drain a little bit more. Look at that. That does not look beautiful. Smells great too. Put that off to the side. Chicken Okay, now the chicken is fully cooked. The chicken has been seasoned. So we really don't need to do anything else with this except cut it up. Chicken's hot. I've got a glove here that allows me to touch hot items. Okay, let's talk a little bit of knife safety. You want to make sure your knife is sharp. Sharp knife cuts through easier. You have less chance of getting hurt. A dull knife, on the other hand, makes you saw through your foods, and it also, you have a chance of slipping and cutting yourself. Always hold your knife like this, with the other fingers wrapped around it, because you have more control over doing it. Never put your finger along the top ridge. Problem with this is you're cutting along and then it slips to the side. When it slips to the side, that's when you cut yourself. Okay, so grab it by the bolster, just like that, and always cut away from you when you're cutting. Never go like this, because you got a sharp point right there. Always cut away from you. Okay? So, take out the bay leaves. This is where nice throwaway pans come in handy. So, grab a piece of chicken. Now, try and find the most stable. Cut it in half. Okay, see that? Now you've got two nice flat edges. So, you don't want the pieces really big, because remember, you got to chew through them. But I think you got the idea, right? And go ahead and make a couple runs through like this. And you should have nice, relatively small pieces. Right? Okay, so I'm going to cut up the rest of the chicken and then I'll bring you back again. Okay, so we're going to get started on the sauce. Okay, so first thing we need to do is start making a roux. A roux consists of some type of oil and flour. So olive oil won't work real well with this. It's got too low of a burn temperature. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this up onto high, medium high. And notice I didn't really clean the pan. That's extra flavor. Okay, and we're going to put some vegetable oil in there. I'll probably put a tablespoon, so let me put a little bit more. A roux is equal portions of oil and flour. Okay, we need this to warm up a bit. Okay, so, and you can measure it. Okay, if you use 1/4 cup oil, use 1/4 cup flour. If you did what I did, yeah, you're not exactly sure how much you put in. What you want to do is the roux, you want it to be kind of a paste. Okay, and basically what we're doing is we're cooking off the flour taste. I need more oil. Definitely need more oil. There we go. Okay, and you want to whisk this. So it doesn't burn. You want to keep whisking it. Okay, now see how it's kind of like a thin paste? That's what you're looking for. Now the longer you let a roux cook, the darker it gets. The nuttier the flavor gets. Now if we were doing a Louisiana, like a gumbo or something like that, we would want nice dark mahogany color. But this we're using for enchiladas, so we don't want it that dark. Okay. And you can see I salt and peppered it. Got to give flour a little taste, you know. I'm going to switch over to a bigger whisk. That one's starting to get hot inside that pan. And you see how it's not white anymore? Starting to turn colors. See? That means the flour taste is starting to get cooked off. We can start adding our liquid. Now we're not going to add all this liquid in at once. Okay, we're going to do about a cup at a time. Whisking as we go. Woo, that's a warm. Half tempted to put that net back on. Okay, turn this down a little bit. It's cooled off inside there. Not as much steam hitting my hand as there was. See, it's remaining thick, so we want to add some more stock. Now remember, when we add the sour cream, it's going to start thickening up again because of the cream that's in the milk or in the sour cream. Go ahead and give it a quick taste, see what it's like. Tastes pretty good. But there's no heat to it. None whatsoever. The only heat that's in here are the red pepper flakes and a little bit of the chili powder that we cooked the chicken in. Okay? So, what we're going to do, we are going to add some garlic. Add some more granulated onion. You'll put it all in. I got a refill. Gonna put in some more chili powder. Just a dash of red pepper flakes. My family doesn't like a lot of heat, so. Okay. You got to bring this to a boil. A little bit more pepper. A little bit more salt. And bring it to a boil. Oops, got an important ingredient. Green chilies. I use mild diced green chilies. You can use spicy or hot if you wanted to. Remember, all this is to taste, all your personal taste. You know, don't let me tell you how you have to eat something. Okay? Bring this to a boil. You know what, I don't like, I want a little bit more liquid in there. If I have to make some more roux, I'll make some more roux. You can do that in a pan off to the side. And just add it to it. Add the olives. It's good. Okay, I'm going to put, as you can see, I made some more roux. I'm going to go ahead and put that in there, help it thicken up a bit. Okay, see how it's starting to thicken up real well? Huh? That's what we're looking for. Turn it down. And looks like I used about 8 ounces of sour cream in this. And this is going to thicken it up again. Okay. It'll also mellow it out. So, can't forget, once this is in there for a little bit, you have to retaste and reseason. Make sure the sour cream is in there, mixed in real good. Okay, all the heat pretty much disappeared. Add a little bit more chili powder. But in the back of my throat, I can taste the red pepper flakes. So I don't want to add any more of those. Chili powder, some more salt and pepper. Not much, it was close. Ah, I wish you could smell this. It smells great. Another taste. Now I'm getting the front heat, getting the back heat. Taste the salt, taste the pepper, taste the garlic. But it's all smooth. It's all mellow. Nothing is jumping out and grabbing you by the eyeballs. So, that's done. Okay, we are back. So, let's start assembly. Pan. Okay, so we're going to take the pan, we're going to spray it lightly with cooking spray. And then we're going to put a ladle of the sauce in the pan, maybe 2. This will help it from from sticking. Okay, put that up here. Take a tortilla. See, that's what this thing is, a round thing with flour, made out of flour. I'm going to put just a little bit of sauce in there. A little bit of chicken. Just a touch of paste. A little bit of cheese. Tuck, squeeze, roll, and put it in the pan. Okay? And repeat. Now you can make these as thick as you want. You can get larger tortillas, you know, burrito ones, and put them that way. You can, you know, just do what you want. Again, it's your meal, not mine. If you don't want to use the paste, don't use the paste. I just think it adds a little bit to it. And again, all this stuff that I have was in the house. I didn't have to go out and buy anything for it. I have this, I guess it's an addiction. I go to, I go to the store. First two things I go into is the Meat Manager Special. See what they got on sale for the meat. Then I go over to the Store Manager Special, see what dry goods they have. And then I start my shopping. So, you know, it works for me. I'm going to stop using that spoon. It's a pain in the neck. It's for my family. And because of that, I've got one regular freezer. You know, it's an upright, but that's all it is a freezer. And counting the one here in the kitchen, I have got 3 refrigerator freezers. They're all full. So, you know, I think we could probably eat a month without actually having to go to the store. And I use coupons, and I also will use, I'm a member of the store club. You know, it's Kroger's, it's a Smith's Food and Drug, and their membership is called a Boost membership. So the more you spend, the more points you get. These points are used towards buying gasoline. Well, as a Boost member, I think it's for every $10 you get 1 point, something like that. As a Boost member, I get 2 times the fuel points. So that means I can get money off my gasoline. And I don't remember the last time that I paid full price for gasoline around my neighborhood here. If I'm out traveling, of course, I end up having to pay full price. But I get $1 off all the time. That's a 1,000 points. Right now, I am sitting at, for December, I am sitting at 2,000 points. And you can only use 1,000 points at a time, so it's a dollar off. And so I've got 2 fill-ups with $1 off each time. Right now our gas here in Las Vegas is at, on New Year's Eve 2023. Tomorrow's 2024. Our gas is at $3.45 a gallon, which means if I go fill up, I pay $2.45 a gallon, and I like that a lot. Okay, as you can see, I cooked a lot more than we need. 2, 4, 5, 6. I have a tendency of doing this, but since I didn't mix the chicken in with the sauce, I can now put that chicken to the side, put it in my vacuum freezer bag, and freeze it. And next time we want to do chicken tacos, I've got the chicken for it. Yeah. So nothing's going to go to waste. Let's see. Got 2, 4, 6. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this full pan, and then I'm going to make a little 8x8 pan. Probably get another 3 or 4 there, and that'll be enough for us. It's just me, Nate, and Kathy. And Kathy and I are on diets. You probably can't tell. This is great leftover. Just like lasagna or chili or something like that. This is one of those dishes that is wonderful. Leftover, reheated. Don't even have to heat it in the oven. You can throw this in the microwave because it's got the sauce in there, a little bit of juice, so it doesn't dry out real bad. Okay, so there's one pan. Probably get 4 more in there. Oops. Not real smart. One thing I didn't go over with the chicken is you don't have to cut it in cubes like this. I like it like this because it gives you, something to bite into. You can shred the chicken. And again, you can mix the chicken in with the sauce. Now, when you go to cook this off, you're going to cook it at about 400 degrees, 30 to 45 minutes. Remember, everything in here is pre-cooked. So all you really want to do is heat it through and get the cheese nice and bubbly. Now what I'll do is I will go ahead and do 400 for about 30 minutes. I'll cover it with, first I'll cover it, let it go for 35 minutes, or 30 minutes, 400 degrees. And then take the tin foil off and let it go the rest of the way until the cheese starts bubbling. That way there, you know it's going to be nice and hot. It's going to be nice and melded together, all the flavors. And it's going to be yummy. Okay, there. Now, let's get rid of, clean up a little bit here. Ah, yes. Two, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of them. That's a pretty good haul. Now what we're going to do, we're going to ladle over this leftover sauce. And we're going to use all the sauce. It's not much good for anything else. Okay, that's enough of that. Now we're going to use the rest of the cheese. Break it up. You know what? I'm just a home cook now. I enjoy doing this stuff. I enjoy barbecuing, smoking on a pellet smoker, not cigarettes or any other thing. But this is, to me, fun. And by doing it homemade like this, you know what's in it. You know, you don't have to worry about preservatives or too much salt, too much or whatever. You adjust and you control how much heat is in it. It's just better for you all around. So I'm going to go ahead and cover these, and then it's only 3:15, so it's too early for dinner, so I'm going to stick them in the refrigerator. I'm going to, then when we're getting ready to eat, about 45 minutes before we want to eat, I'll go ahead and pop these in the oven, 400 degrees, and when I take them out of the oven, I'll bring you on back. There we are. Yep. There are the enchiladas. You can see they're nice and bubbly. Go ahead and adjust this. Of course, they were always cooked all the way through before we actually put them in the oven. So by being nice and bubbly there, you know that they're hot. And they're going to be delicious. So what you want to do right now is you want to let them kind of set a little bit for about 5 minutes or so. That way they're it'll stiffen up a little bit, and it will mean that it'll be easier to serve. Okay? Okay, like I say, I made 11. We'll each probably eat 2 tonight. So that's 6. So we got 2 meals worth, and it was all from stuff we had sitting here at the house. So it's I look at that as a free meal because I didn't have to pay anything extra. If you had to look at it as far as money goes, chicken breasts, you can get 4 chicken breasts for about $5 now here at our store. So $10 worth of chicken, $2 worth of tortilla, probably, well, I don't know, $5 worth of cheese, you know, a couple of cans of olives and diced green chilies, so we're talking another $2. So, you know what, less than $20, you got yourself 2 meals for 3 people. Not too bad. So let's go ahead and cut into this. To me, it's close enough for 5 minutes. I'll put this one off to the side. Now, to be nice to my son, who does the dishes, I'm going to put this into the pan so anything that drips off will get caught here instead of all over the table and stuff. Okay? Now you can see where they split. Slide that over. That out. You don't need a knife to cut it. I just did that for the filming. So hold on a second. It's hot. It's very hot. Okay? Yep, it's very hot. But when I got in my lip there was pretty good. Anyway, if you like this recipe or if you liked this video, please hit that like and subscribe button. I'm not monetized. I don't plan to become monetized. I just like to know if people enjoyed this kind of stuff. And but I will put in the ingredients in the comment section so that if you want to make this, you'll know what to put in. Again, all the seasoning is to taste, and it works good. Now, you'll notice I had a lot of leftover chicken. I just put that in the freezer, and we're going to use that for nacho meat, taco meat, or something like that later on, so it's not going to waste. Whew, hot. If you wanted to, you could serve this with a side of sour cream, some guacamole if you wanted to. Put some paste over the top if you wanted to, if you don't have enough there. But I'll tell you, it's delicious just the way it is. So thank you for joining me today, and I hope you have yourself a great new year, and please be safe. Thank you.